the crown jewel of Siena, Piazza del Campo. Here it is right here. Look at this. Besides the Duomo, besides Piazza del Campo, you gotta get to Siena to eat. Today we are going for a plate of pasta. No, not here in Florence, but down to Siena. When visiting Florence, you should make a trip to go see the medieval hilltop town of Siena. It's quick, it's easy, and can be done in one day. We are at the station here in Florence. I'm gonna show you how to take the train down to Siena. We're gonna see some of its famous sights, eat some delicious pasta, and stick with me because at the end of the video, I'm gonna explain to you everything you need to consider if you want to make this trip. Now let's go. Here, entering the main room at the train station, the first thing you wanna do is stop at one of these ticket machines and get a train ticket. There's a line over there, there's a person. If you wanna wait in line and talk to someone, you can, but this is automated and pretty easy. Have your credit card ready, and there we go, voila, and we got our ticket for Siena. I love these old train stations here. They're so beautiful. I love this design. So you're gonna want to check the boards up there. Siena at 9:10, and we're platform 3. Entering in this part here where all the platforms are, you see the platforms are numbered 1 all the way down to 16 platforms here in Florence. And the coffee shop I prefer is right over here, right underneath this old sign where it says Sala di Attesa, which was an old waiting room. Perfect, and we are set to go. Normally I don't get these to go, but we're in a hurry. The train leaves in 4 minutes. Italian coffee. Just to give you an idea, platform number 3, as you enter the station of Florence, is typically the one off to the far left, and that's typically where you'll find that train to Siena. What you always want to do is check the arrivals and the departure boards for your train time and platform, just to make sure you're on the right platform. What I think is one of the most beautiful things about traveling by train is once you buy the ticket, you make the rush, you get on the train, you sit down here, you can just relax and you can tune out, watch the countryside go by. This is Tuscany, we're in Italy, which I think is one of the most beautiful places in the world. This landscape outside the window, come on, can you beat this? We've made it, we're in Siena. But now, once you're here in town, well, the next challenge is how to figure out how to get to the center, because this station is not right in the heart of Siena. Siena is a hilltop town, and we're not on the hilltop, so we got to get our way up there. So coming out of the station here, right there to the right, you'll see a bus stop, and ask any local there, but most of those buses will take you to the center. It's about a 5-minute ride. You buy a ticket on the bus, or you can get it from the tabacaria, the tobacco shop right inside. Otherwise, you just continue walking straight up some escalators, and it's a 2K walk, around about a 20-minute walk into the center, which I think is enjoyable, and that's what I'm doing today. A bus has just arrived now. What's great about these is that you can also catch one of these to one of the local hilltop towns as well and explore if you have more time than just one day in Siena. After taking the escalators up from the train station, you get to this point here, and it's Porta Camolila, and this takes Porta Camolila. Porta Camolila. And this is the start of the entrance into Siena. It's about a 20-minute walk straight all the way to Piazza del Campo.
E poi si va a Piazza del Campo. Buone cose. Salute e gioia.
We're inside Siena, and isn't this cool? This was one of the most important cities back in the days, back in the medieval times. So it's pretty easy once you get into town. You just follow this street right here, Via Camolila. Now you'll see everywhere, there are all these little side streets. And it's all like walking through a giant museum. This is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, the center, the historic center of Siena. Now this is the first place I wanted to show you right here. It's the oldest continuous bank in the world. This is Monte Paschi di Siena. 1472 was when it was first established. It's an old bank. This is right here on your walk into town in Palazzo Salimbini. You'll pass by here, and it's definitely worth a stop to take some photos and admire what is one of the oldest financial institutions. Okay, now let's go. Walking through town, you're gonna see all these flags up and about. There's one right here behind me as well. These are all Siena's little neighborhoods, and when they do that horse race twice a year, there are horses and jockeys from each one of these little neighborhoods, and it's a fierce battle run in the center of Piazza del Campo. If you can get in here and see that, get in there smashed with all the people. Now we're coming down to what I think is the crown jewel of Siena when you're here visiting Siena on a one-day trip, and this is Piazza del Campo. Yeah, this is where they hold the horse race, and right behind me over my shoulder, well, that's Palazzo Pubblico, an old Gothic town hall, and that tower there from the 14th century is Torre del Mangia, and you can climb up there in that tower and get a great view of all Siena. I think the tickets are around €10. You might have to wait a little bit in line, but it's worth it for that bird's eye view of this town. This place is magical. If you have an extra hour or so, just set yourself right down here in the middle of the square, soak in the sun, look at the old town hall, watch the people go by. It's on a slant. This piazza is famously on a slant and in a fan shape, and you can just admire all the architecture, but I have something else in mind right now. So leaving Piazza del Campo behind, you'll see a little Fiat Punto pass, you'll see a red Vespa right there. No, I don't know if they're gonna be here when you visit, but down this street right here, and I'm gonna drop a pin in the description, we're gonna get into some good pasta. If you're enjoying this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, I've just started a newsletter, so if you wanna join the newsletter, get updated travel tips and hacks and exclusive video content I'm putting out every so often. The link is down below so you can sign up right there. Osteria Carroccio. Let's go. Here we go. I'm taking it from the advice of my friend here. He advised me on this first course. It's a typical pasta, the piqui. There it is. Look at that. Buon appetito. Grazie. We got the fegato, which is chicken, liver, and right over here, this is the spleen of a veal. And we're just gonna put that right on this warm, toasty bread. So either you love it or you hate it. Liver, spleen. It's a smooth taste, slightly salty, which is good on this natural Tuscan bread that's without salt. And this is the chicken liver right here. Still smooth, still consistent, slightly different taste, less salty than the spleen of the veal. I really think dining out in places like this, you learn the most about a town that you can even through Wikipedia or through history books. This place is called Il Carroccio. Carroccio, well, that's the vehicle that takes the people to the Piazza del Campo. Here it is right here. Look at this. Besides the Duomo, besides Piazza del Campo, you gotta get to Siena to eat. It's thick, it's rich, it's delicious. Oh, a little bit too cheesy for my liking, but it's one of the typical plates of this area of Siena, of Tuscany. Wow. That was so good, so rich. If I can just give you one bit of advice, is probably skip the bread with the fegato, the liver. You don't really need that. Or go with the pasta with the duck ragu. That looked really good in there. Just to interrupt this video for 1 second to let you know about the Italy Insider e-guide that I put out, so you can download it, have it in your pocket offline when you're traveling around this country. Everything you need to know about getting to and from Italy, hotels, Airbnbs, things like carrying cash, and how you're gonna connect to the internet. There's a link to download it in the description below. Stick with me, because at the end of this video, I'm gonna explain what you need to consider when you're making this day trip from Florence to Siena. Now, are you ready for this? Because this is one of the most famous cathedrals, Duomos in Italy right here. This is the Duomo of Siena with this famous facade, and I think that's the most attractive thing about this place, the white and black. Actually, it's not black, it's a dark green marble. It's amazing to look at, beautiful, the way it's south facing, lit up in the sunshine. It reminds me of St. Mark's in Venice, one of those famous cathedrals. If you get a chance and you're in Siena, you gotta come to see this. This is one of the 3 places I recommend. Okay, you're gonna need to pay for a ticket to get inside and see the inside of the cathedral. I don't think it's worth it on a day trip unless you have enough time. You have to watch your watch and see how much time you have before you catch the train back up to Florence. And today, I don't have time. I've seen the inside of it before, and it's amazing. The white and green marble, and continue inside, decadent, lavish, all those adjectives you can put to it. it's that. We're making our way back to the train station, skirting our way around Piazza del Campo. Oh yeah, how can we not resist one more visit to Piazza del Campo? You got your bars all lining the big square here. Sit down there for a coffee if you have time, but if not, you just gotta take your coffee on the run. Now let's go. We have a train to catch for Florence, and the trains wait for no one. And we have made it back to Florence. If you are thinking about taking a train, I think many tourists can be a little bit timid about doing so, especially those from the United States. We haven't taken a train in a long time, or never at all. But a journey like this journey today hopefully shows you how easy it can be to visit one of Italy's most famous cities. Now there are other options too. I mentioned I'd get to those at the beginning of this video. First, make sure if you haven't yet subscribed, click that subscribe button down below and join the community. Make sure you're not missing out on any of the videos. The other options, well, you can take a bus, and that's gonna cost you about the same as this train journey did today, which was €9 each direction. A bus, it's a bit quicker actually, but you run the risk of hitting traffic out on the open roads. However, with the bus, it does drop you off right in the center of Siena, so you don't have to do that walk or take the bus once you get to the Siena train station. The other option, if you're coming to Florence and you already have a rental car to explore around Tuscany, well then by all means use the car to drive down to Siena, park up. It's pretty easy actually to park in Siena and then get out there and explore. But it's definitely worth making your way down to Siena. Now click this video here, I think you'll enjoy it.